We're so glad to have you here. For some of you this morning, some of you it's this afternoon. We're kind of right in the middle here. And we are all three presenting virtually. We're all in 3 different locations, so we're experiencing CET experience just the same as all of you. So want to thank you guys for coming. So 2020, it's been quite the year, getting kind of a bad rap as of right now, but for us, April of 2020 was pretty stellar because that was the start of our team, and it was definitely a new design for Hon designers. So our small but mighty team of 3 people was put together in April. Harmony Carlberg, Anna Creek, and myself, Sarah Mills Ryan, and we formed the design integration team at Hon. We all have various backgrounds inside and outside of Hon. We've been in training roles in dealerships, architecture, landscape, A&D, and this gives us empathy for all of you as users and relatable knowledge since we were CET users ourselves and continue to be CET users. I, for one, was a 20-year user of CAD and 2020 CAP, so I was a slow recruit to CET, but once I got on the CET, going on the getting on the board with the CET, I really found that I loved it, and I felt that I definitely had something to provide to our users who were coming on board from using another software for a long time. Another very important and critical part of our team are our developers. We meet with them every day to discuss our progress on our extension, any challenges we face. Sometimes we ask for stuff that is, they'll give us the head shake, no way, Jose, and other things they're like, yeah, we can do that, no problem. So we talk with them daily about new products and about bug fixes. And since April, we've added a 5th full-time developer to our Hon extension as part of our team. So we work hand in hand with them every day to provide a more powerful tool for all of our users. An important part of our day, every day, is providing support to our users. After our team started, we implemented 3 major buttons that are found within CET itself. A bug report button that enables a drawing to be sent directly to our team for review. And it's functioning when you're in the middle of your project. You don't have to remember to go back and send us a separate email. It sends it straight from your drawing. So we receive all of those drawings, we review them, and we try and replicate the issue. And we may be in conversation with you back and forth if we're able to replicate the problem or not, and just have further discussion with you. We ask that you be descriptive in that bug report. There's a box which we'll check out in a minute to describe what is happening. So the more descriptive you can be, the better for us to try and replicate that issue. So please use that button on CET. Another button is the feature request. It's a little star. And if you find yourself working in a project and you're always wishing that something would work a different way or that it was available in a different tab or accessed in a different way, please let us know. We want these feature requests to come from you because we can't fix it if we don't get any feedback from you. So you're in CET day in and day out working on projects, and we want to hear from you. The third button that we have inside of CET is our live chat. It's a little @ symbol. And we have this so that you can connect with us. And actually, we had a live chat going on right as we were kind of prepping for this session. But this is how you connect with one of the 3 of us on any issue. If it's something you can't find, if it's something that you're trying to do, or an issue that you're having, please chat in with us, and we will, sometimes we have to take it to another application where we will be able to share a screen, but we are excited to hear from you always on a live chat. And since July 1st, we've had 260 live chats, so keep them coming. We love to hear from you. Another part of our past, as we look at our retro work that we've been doing on CET, is that we've made improvements on our specifications. So we've added a validation button as well as a toggle to disable auto supports and also a smarter auto support so that it would then use supports like a cantilever if it's an application where a cantilever would be appropriate, and comments that we've gotten back from our feature requests and our feedback from our users. So this is something that we are striving to do and something that we found as we were working in CET. Those were improvements that we wanted to make right out of the gate. Also, as part of our feedback, we were working to improve installation drawing sets. It can be kind of a pain point for some of our users when you have to put together multiple sets with lots of different components and lots of different tagging. So we wanted to make this easier for you. So we reworked our categorization standards as part of the CET standards so that there is a part number and a symbol underneath one heading so that you can clean those installation tags and layers as you're putting together those drawing sets. We also worked on cleaning up individual tag locations so you can have better visibility if you're wanting to do a view all and show all tags on your drawings for smaller projects, and also require less moving around of those pesky tags as in previous versions. So we worked to clean that up for you guys. So let's take a minute and we will hop over to CET and we'll check out where these things are located. So right now you're looking at our beta version of CET, but let's take a peek at where all of these items are on your Hon extension tab. So those 3 support buttons are right at the top. This adorable little ladybug is where you can do a bug report to report an issue. And you always need to save your drawing before reporting the issue. And this is the box where I was talking about earlier about where you're needing to be as descriptive as possible. So we want you to enter your product line and also tell us what you're doing when the issue happened. It doesn't really help us much if you say it just doesn't work. We need to know that your pedestal will not allow a cantilever.
And you are allowed to say that the world is ending, that it just doesn't work, but also let us know why it's not working or how it's not working. The bug reports are sometimes my favorite thing to read.
Yes, exactly. There are some pretty amusing little how you expect it to work answers, but so this is going to show the attached files here. It's going to send us all this to us in a zip file, and you can also add a screenshot here as well under this add file button. So if you want to show us a screenshot of what it's exactly doing, feel free to add a file there, and then you hit submit.
The thing I want to say about the screenshots too, sometimes if it's a graphics issue or if it's a lot of times we get your drawing and we can't replicate what the issue was, especially if something doesn't look right in 3D. Grabbing a screenshot and sending it in with that file is so helpful for us, so that way we can see what you're seeing.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Because as always, we try and, like I said before, we try and replicate that issue, and sometimes we don't see the exact same thing that you're seeing. So if you can send those along with the bug report, that would be great. That's definitely what we're looking for. The second button here, up here under support, this is the feature request, and you're going to see a very similar box here. And this is also where another add file where a screenshot would be helpful. So, this is where you could say, that I want to in contain, I want to be able to change polls in 3D view. And then I would add a screenshot here to represent what I'm showing, and then I would hit a submit. The little @ symbol here is the Hon support button. And this is also if you're wanting to just send us an email. If you're not wanting to do a live shot, this is our email address. And these are our Central Standard Time hours. We're 8 to 5 every business day. And this is where you hit your click here to chat with Han. So we're going to click that button, and it's going to take us over to the Han Ready portal. Give it a second here. And this is where I would click online and to get the live chat. You'll get a second box connecting to agent. And there's Harmony. Hello from CETX.
I don't think
So
we
we'll
can
send that
see
through.
your
Yeah, it looks like
browser,
we.
unfortunately.
Oh no. Hang on.
That's
One
all
second.
right.
Hang on. New share.
And if you haven't
There.
used
There we go.
our
There we
if you
go.
haven't
Okay.
used our live chat, it is such a great way to get a quick question answered. Shout out to Caitlin, who right before we went live, or we were waiting for the session to start, had sent in some live chats.
So you can ask any question that you need. If it's a quick answer or if it's a long answer, feel free to type in this window and ask us, you know, any question that we need. And if we need to move it to another platform, we will do so. But this is a great feature, and we're always excited to hear from people on our chats.
Oh, I didn't get a chance to respond to you. That's okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. All right, so back in CET, we're going to take a look to also, we're still on the Han extension tab down in these tools. So this is where we can do a validate drawing. So this is going to show us any issues that we have within our drawing. So I'm going to click the system validation, and it's going to tell me there's 2 locations. So I'm going to click on this, and it's going to highlight where my invalidation is happening. And it's showing me panels not supported within 6 feet. So I need to add a return panel there to make that invalidation clear. It's also going to show me too the invalidation. I don't have some finishes on this connector post. So it's going to take me right there where I need to, and I've got several items here that I'm needing to finish specifying those options. So that's where the validation is, if you would like to validate your drawing. Also too, if you have done something and you may be seeing this triangle, they come in red, orange, and yellow. And if you're wanting to turn those off, this is where your toggle is for this as well. So I can turn those off, and it's going to remove those triangles from my drawing. So, but beware, sometimes it's nice to have that visual cue that something's going on so you can make that correction as you're working. So those are where the validation warnings are located in your Han extension tab. Another specification improvement that we made is with the auto supports. So we'll go over there. So I've got a couple of 4 packs of stations here. The one on the left was all using auto supports, but I can disable this and we get a pop-up box. And it tells us that we have turned this off and this will not be covered in the validate drawing function, and the user is to confirm those support applications. So if I am not including a bracket that's needed, it's not going to show up in that validate drawing feature that we just looked at. So we'll put in a couple surfaces here. So you'll see we've got no supports there. They're just strictly surfaces. And then we can manually place those supports as we need. Do cantilever. Or as we see fit, if we're doing something that is of a different nature or we're wanting to manually place those ourselves. So that gives you more freedom to place those as you see fit. Over in these typicals here, we have drawn up a couple that are some improvements we made to the smarter auto supports. So in this application, we have, let me turn on my tags here. We've got a run that is greater than 6 feet. So we've got a floor support here with this support leg. So that was an improvement. It would, if it is less than 6 feet, it's going to default to a cantilever support. And so it would give a floor support if you're greater than 6 feet. This typical over here is for if we're ending a surface in the middle of a panel run. So we're getting this universal support leg, and we can show the position of that leg on our quick properties box. So right now it's positioned as centered. We can show it as a right position or a left position, so that it reflects accurately on our renderings and our installation drawings, so our installers can know where we're intending to place that direction of the supports. Another improvement that we made as far as putting together your installation drawing shots is on categorization, visibility, and individual tags. So if we go to our visibility settings here and we're wanting to view all, we spent a lot of time, and much to the developers, sometimes headaches from me, about the stacking of how these tags need to look. So we're stacking the base panel and then the glass stacker and then the top cap, all as nice as possible so that you can still have visibility if you're wanting to leave all those tags on for your installation drawings if you're having just a small set. Also, too, we have aligned with the CET kind of standards on categorization. So these items are showing in those visibility settings, and I'll show you here. So there are underneath panel, you're going to see under part number and symbol, you're going to see that you can toggle off those part number text as needed.
And I think that was one of the biggest pain points we heard from users early on when our team started is you have to fix install drawings. And
Mm-hmm.
so that was a big focus of ours early on.
Yes, yes. And yeah, cleaning up those tags as much as possible so that, if you were working on a small to medium-sized project and you didn't actually have an install set, that you could still do a view all tags and it would be readable for your installers or for, your end user. So that's where we've been in the past since April, and we're going to switch it over to Anna, and she's going to talk about where we are right now.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and take the screen share over from Sarah here.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, everybody, and thank you, Sarah. So I'm going to talk to you guys today about some of the things that we are currently working on, and what I'd like to start off with is some of the resources that are currently available to you as Hon Extension users. So a lot of you are probably already subscribed to the Hon Briefcase. If you're not, I highly encourage you to subscribe to those notifications, because one of the things we send out is release notes, which is a detailed list of all the additions and changes and bug fixes that we've included in our most recent release. So this is a really good way for you to track any bug fixes you may have reported and also see when a new product catalog is being worked on. Another exciting piece of resource information is our Blueprint newsletter. So that's sent out monthly, and that is giving our users a look into what our team has been up to the last month. So we have spotlights for new products, so you can see what the latest and greatest is in the Hon extension. And then each month we feature a new user of the Hon extension, and we showcase a unique rendering of their making and ask them some really fun questions about their use of the extension and what their favorite aspects are. So that can be kind of a fun insight into other people using the Hon extension and maybe give you some ideas of how other users are using it. Lastly, the Blueprint newsletter is an excellent resource of links and information about upcoming webinars and training, as well as events and other design opportunities that are offered by Hon. So that includes our monthly CE Tuesday webinar. So if you're not already attending these events, we'd highly recommend signing up. That webinar especially is a really valuable learning tool and has some excellent information. So definitely check out those links in the Blueprint newsletter if you haven't already. One really exciting tool that we are very busy with presently is training opportunities. So we offer a lot of training opportunities both through Hon and working with Configura. We definitely understand that the transition to CET is a lengthy and challenging one. I know we just had Sarah talking about how long she was using other programs before switching over to CET. So we're definitely here to help and make sure that you have the training you need to use not only the Hon extension, but CET in general. So not only do we offer the Hon specific training like tech and spec and product specific training, but we also offer the Configura training classes like the beginner and the intermediate classes so that you have that basic software knowledge and you can make sure you're getting the most from all of your manufacturer extensions. And as you can see on our screen here, so far we've trained over 300 people this year alone. So a lot of you in the chat have probably seen us in a training event at one point or another. So if you did, we were happy to have you there and we hope you got a lot out of that training opportunity. So if you require a unique training for you or your office and would like to discuss the available options, just let us know. We are always happy to let you know when opportunities are available and help you set up something that works for you. All right, now for everybody's favorite topic, what are we working on for PGC products? So most of you know PGC catalog is of course referring to parametrical graphical configuration, but if you're like me, you more often refer to those as the smart products. That means that the smart catalogs have been built in with a set of rules and parameters that allow them to respond and change as you specify. So good examples of PGC catalogs would be you placing a panel and it automatically putting in the trim and connectors, or if you place a work surface and it automatically places the supports. Now, this is in addition to our standard non-PGC catalogs. So obviously those are the basic catalogs where you're placing symbols one at a time to build your specifications, but it's not responding to you as you specify. So some of the products that we've been really excited to work with in PGC, Concinity. So everybody knows that Concinity is an excellent desking line for some of those really custom looking desks. We are extremely excited about our partnership with Unica Vev acoustical products. So we've been working hard to make sure that PGC Unica Vev makes those tiles really easy to specify. Gravitation, our new freestanding power beam. Burke and Astur, which is a table and seating combination line that has given us some really excellent collaboration and booth opportunities not previously available through Hon. Our Coordinate height adjustable desking line has been given sort of an expansion to the existing product. And then we've also had a update to our Contain line, adding a lot of different storage and different options there. And then one big change that you'll notice coming through the Hon extension is the Accelerate connector change. So we are currently updating our Accelerate connectors to make sure that all of your Accelerate connections are strengthened and make sure that you're getting the best possible specification out of your Accelerate panels. So we'll be able to see all of this PGC product here in just a moment. But we lastly wanted to just highlight some of the user requests that we've been able to accommodate recently. So one thing that we've adjusted is line weights when you're printing your drawings. So working on making sure that every line weight in your drawing is looking the way it should and giving importance to different elements of your printed drawings. We've been working to make sure that chairs like the ignition line default to the more commonly used models so that you're not having to click through a lot of quick properties to get to the models that you want to get to. We've been working on removing some shading that users were not happy with certain symbols. So making sure that if they're shading that it makes sense and looks right for the specific product. And then lastly, just making sure that your quick properties options show all of the available options for your product, and that makes it really easy for you to change anything you need to change about your product right there in CET. So we're going to go ahead and flip over to CET here. And we're going to take a look at some of these fun PGC products that we've recently launched into CET. So the first fund we'll go into is our partnership with Unica Vev Acoustical Products. So you'll see here I have my Unica Vev menu pulled up under my PGC Empower catalog. If you've had a chance to look through Unica Vev, you'll see a lot of really interesting wall tiles as well as hanging screens and hanging and wall tiles as well. So this was a really important product for us to make PGC because as you can see, all of these unique shapes for the wall tiles, we wanted to make sure it was really easy for you to come in here and snap these together to make some really interesting and unique designs for your wall configurations. When you're working with hanging product, we wanted to make sure that it was very easy for you to come into your 3D project and easily adjust the elevation of your hanging screens. So you can see as I pull my hanging screens up and down, I have my little elevation right there as well as in the quick properties. So I can very easily set that to the correct height and make sure that this is looking realistic for the setting that I'm hanging my screens in. Same for the hanging screens right here, being able to easily adjust the elevation so that everything is placed exactly where I need it. In this same area, we'll take a look at some of our PGC gravitation. So as you can see, we have this really nice collaboration area. We'll go ahead and make this full screen for a second. So we have this really nice seating collaboration area, but since there's no panels surrounding this, sometimes it can be a little difficult for users to get power out to these soft seating areas. So gravitation is going to be a really nice product that allows you to really easily and quickly snap different beam configurations together. And if we go into our PGC tables catalog under gravitation, you'll see the electrical setup is going to be very similar to what you're used to seeing in your PGC catalog tabs, or sorry, PGC panel tabs. So you'll be familiar with all of the infeed and receptacle tools and be able to route your power very quickly through your gravitation beams and make sure that you're getting power into these collaboration areas where it's needed. If we rotate around here into what could be a private office, go ahead and get our 2D back up here. So if we start to come in here to our PGC desking, you'll see we have our Confinity desking options. So we have all of our pre-built models. And then of course, since Confinity is all about the modular supports and making your desk exactly the way you want it to look, we have all of our modular components here. We can bring out work surfaces and you'll see we're automatically updating the Confinity supports. But let's say I wanted to change to a head adjustable and include some coordinate in with my Confinity. I can come back in here to my PGC tables catalog and you'll see up here in the coordinate, you'll see we have the original legacy and then we have our new expansion on coordinate. And if we bring out a standard 2-leg base, you'll see not only is this going to take the place of all of our PGC Confinity supports, but if I go ahead and click on the base, you'll see all the new exciting options for coordinate. So we have the option to toggle between the T-leg and the C-leg. We also have a lot of really exciting options for our memory control. And one that I'm really excited about and have been asking for quite a while is the option to toggle your memory control to the left or to the right. Since some of these memory controls are a little more prominent than the others, it's really nice to be able to show based on the handedness of your station where that memory control is going to be located. And then lastly, if we set our base to a T-leg at a 30-inch depth, you'll see the quick properties come up to very easily add the nice laminate shrouds to our Confinity desk and make sure that that's really nicely hidden base. And then we can very easily pull this up to a standing height and show our users what that's going to look like at the standing height level. So really exciting options both for Confinity and for coordinate.
And before we jump into the next product too, we've had a lot of lot of buzz in the chat and in the questions about where UnicaVev is located.
Yes.
So I'll just go ahead and say the reason UnicaVev is in the Empower catalog is because it is in the Empower products section. So that's the catalog code it's under. When we try and make sure the product in CET matches the product catalog in the pricer. Now that being said, I think at least 2 people have asked if UnicaVev will have its own tab. I don't know that it will ever have its own tab. That is good feedback. We are trying to not have 100 tabs. We're trying to keep that condensed where we can, but I could see that ending up in either workplace tools or in a universal accessories tab. Submit a feature request, Amanda said. Yes. Okay, we're about to get 50 feature requests for UnicaVev. And then Chad made a good point about so much scrolling. So we are going to be addressing that with some of our bigger catalogs, but I'm going to make you wait to hear more about that.
So yes, you can see right now I'm in my PGC Empower. So if I scroll a little bit past my Empower products, you'll see the UnicaVev Hon partnership logo, and that's where you'll be able to find all of the UnicaVev product. So good for those of you who have already found this. If you haven't, I really encourage you to come in and play around with those UnicaVev products, because we are having so much fun creating some really unique ideas with all of these different wall tile shapes. All right, now we are going to go into what I feel like is either everybody's favorite topic or least favorite topic, the Accelerate connector change. So for those of you who haven't had a chance to talk about the Accelerate connector change, in a nutshell, what we're looking at is strengthening the strap connection at the Accelerate connectors. So previously, where you would order a connector post and it would come with 2 single straps, we are now separating the strap models from the connector post models and making 1 single strap that spans across your entire connection at your top of the post to make sure that these panels are really strongly tied into each other. We are going to be using the exact same connector models. However, since the connectors and straps no longer come together, you will see different model numbers for the connectors. We know that, anything related to panels and auto supports can be a scary change for a lot of users, and we want to make sure that you feel confident that your product is being specified accurately through this entire change. So what you're going to see, what you actually started seeing come October 1st, is if you opened up a drawing that had previous Accelerate in it, you undoubtedly saw this little pop-up that says Accelerate connectors are being updated to increase stability. Current connectors will discontinue December 31st, 2020. Would you like to update this drawing to the new connectors? And then it gives you the option of yes or no. So if you hit yes, obviously you were updated to the new connectors. If you hit no, you were able to stay with the legacy connectors. So if you're looking to order between now and the end of the year and want to stick with the legacy connectors, you have that option to very easily stick with that. Otherwise, if you know that you're going to be wanting to take advantage of these new connectors, you can update your drawing right from the beginning. However, if you decided later on to change your mind, if you come into your Accelerate, we've added a really easy toggle feature up here at the top of our frames section of the Accelerate PGC catalog. So coming in on my 2D view of my catalogs, right now I'm updated to the new connectors because you can very clearly see the strap models here on my connection points. But at any point I can toggle on to the use legacy connectors, and you'll see I am now no longer seeing those straps. So I have very easily toggled my product back to the old connectors and vice versa. So we've been working really hard with these PGC catalogs to make sure that you feel confident when you're specifying your drawings, knowing when your deadlines are for ordering, to make sure that you have the right product in your drawing and in your bill of materials. So just keep an eye on that and consider, when your order is going to be placed. And if you have any further questions about Accelerate connectors or want a more in-depth look into those, feel free to let us know. All right, one last thing we are going to go over is the Astur and Burt combination, which I'm really excited about because this is a product that is something Han has not really offered something exactly like this in the past. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here first to my PGC seating catalog. You'll see here under the Astur, we have some beautiful new icons that Harmony has been working hard to update on our extensions. So you should start to see as more and more catalogs are updated, we'll be switching over to this new icon look, which we're very
The
excited about.
quick thing I want to point out about that. So this is a poor example because the seating catalog is the only one where we have it broken out by catalog, so you don't have
Yes.
titles under each icon. But I do love that somebody in the chat said, thank you so much for adding labels to all the
Yes.
3D icons. And that was like the one thing we didn't call out in our PowerPoint.
So if I come in here to systems, you'll see what they're talking about, where we now have the little labels under each model, as well as making all the models a little more uniform so that it's really easy for you to pick what you need to pick out of the catalogs. So we'll come back in here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring out a double seating model here. You'll see all of my various options for Astur are right here in my quick properties. So what I'm going to do for this booth application, since I want a little bit of privacy and because we're all specifying for COVID-19 right now, I'm going to give it some high privacy. And I'm going to make sure once I place this where I need it to be placed, that my front of my booth is open and the back of my booth is closed. I can then come in here to the little privacy screen and I can grab a little connection screen. And I can then come out here and grab, oops, just one here. I can grab my second model, make sure the other side is closed, and I can snap that right into my connecting screen. So just by itself, Astur would offer you this really nice collaboration area that you would also have the option to add screens on both. So if you wanted something that was really nice and closed off and you wanted the seating option only, this would give you a really nice kind of privacy area, maybe in the middle of a busy kind of open office. However, if we go ahead and we add this back in to the open front, we can come in here to our PGC tables catalog and we can come up to our new Burke tables icons. And when you look through the Burke tables icons, you'll notice that while there is a lot of features in here that are similar shapes to other catalogs, one thing that we're really excited about is this new booth shape, which has been designed to work perfectly with this Astur configuration. So if I come in here and I add my correct length booth table, you'll see I now have a really nice option for any cafeteria or any type of eating collaboration area that I want to place in my office. So this is just a brief look into some of the PGC product that we've been currently working on. We're really excited and there's always fun things coming up in the future. And so with that, I'm going to switch over to Harmony Karlberg, who is going to give us some really exciting looks into what is coming up and what you can expect from the Han extension. So I'll let Harmony take over the screen here.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Anna. Oh, this is coming up on my second screen. Hang on. We did practice this. Okay, let's just try this again. All right. Get this up here. Yep. And then we'll go into screen 2. Can you see my PowerPoint?
Not yet. I think it's loading. We don't see anything yet.
Oh, share? How about that?
There we go.
You can see the full screen PowerPoint?
We can see the PowerPoint window. Yep.
Yep. It's
okay.
PowerPoint window.
It's not the full screen yet.
It's not full screen. Oh, hang on.
Oh, I love how many people are saying they love Astur in the chat. That's great.
Okay, let's just try this again. Why are you being this way, CET?
Technology never cares how many times you've practiced.
That's right. Oh my gosh. Okay. Screen 2. There we go. Share.
There we go.
PowerPoint? Full screen?
PowerPoint.
Got it.
Yep.
Full screen.
All right, let's do this. I just wanted to make everybody wait in anticipation for the new stuff that we're going to be talking about. So Anna and Sarah did a great job of walking us through things that we started with when our team was created in April, things that we're currently working on, including the great PGC products we've already launched. I'm loving all the questions and chat coming through, so thank you so much for your engagement and for being on this journey with us as we're working to increase the usability and the functionality of the Hon extension. Your feedback is extremely important to us. That helps prioritize our roadmap. So looking forward here, some of the items you're going to see in the very, very near future. So thinking the next several weeks. We are currently going through a systems electrical revamp. Our first stab at that was the working on the auto supports, creating the disable auto support button. Next up, kind of the big project is the systems electrical revamp, making it more accurate when you do hit that auto route electrical button, as well as giving you more functionality to place that yourself. So I think it was Chad and Amanda in the chat said the more control, the better. We hear you, we're giving that to you. So I'm excited to show you some of those things in our beta environment. The other products you will see coming soon. We are very, very close to releasing 10.500. You'll see that here in the next few weeks, followed by Preside. Now, if I have one more person beat me up over Preside, I don't know what I'm going to do, but we hear you. Preside is coming. We're very excited about it. That is one of our favorite products as well, followed by moving all of our seating to PGC. So I just had a question about this in the chat, actually. So the way that the platform is set up, we can't combine catalog and PGC into one tab. And so seating is going to be the next big thing that we're working to move over. Other things you'll see coming from the Hon extension, a Hon Now filter over each individual catalog. So that'll give you the flexibility to filter to see just those products that are available through the Hon Now catalog. And then we are working on a COVID barrier feature. So thinking of building out COVID plans to be able to show your clients these chairs are within 6 feet of each other, or we'll actually give you the ability to set that diameter to the distance that works best for you. And that is actually going to be an exclusive for you coming to our breakout session in the CET experience this year. So you are going to get that first. Now, what else? Looking future state. So since you are on this journey with us, we want to share with you what's coming for the rest of Q4 into Q1. So we have quite a few projects ahead of us. I know some of our developers are on the call, so shout out to you guys for making this possible for us to be here today. They're probably like, oh my God, she hasn't talked about this with us yet. But some of the items you'll see finishing out Q4 strong, going into Q1 strong, updating the panel key elevations to give you more flexibility and control over what you want to see and when. New products such as Mod, the gallery panel expansion, the build table expansion. You'll also see some new things in here like islands that you might not have heard about yet. And then from an enhancement perspective, things like free place. Yes, that's another one. We hear you, we get it. You want to be able to free place certain items. Other things like linking to the COM search tool. Our goal is to make it easier for you to specify in CET. So hopefully over the last few months, you've seen the changes come through. If you've walked away from us for a while, come back, give us a second look. Other things, we'll be introducing new classes. We've updated the typical gallery. That is a work in progress. So out with the old, in with the new CET favorites for those. And then a material folder as well for some of the Hon finishes. So lots to look forward to. And we wouldn't be giving you a Hon breakout session if we weren't going to show you some of the sneak peek items You know that we love to show off what we are currently working on. We get so excited about our development that we would be remiss not to show you some new things. So Anna or Sarah, confirmation you can see CET.
Yes, you're good.
Okay.
Got it.
I'm just like paranoid now about it not working.
It's all right.
Which is funny because I lead webinars this size on a monthly basis. All right, so some of the things here for electrical. Let's talk electrical. The auto route, the way the auto route is intended to work. So I wanted to start there real quick just to talk through that. One of the enhancements we made recently too, and again, this all came from user feedback, so it is important to us. We listen to what you say. We read all your survey results from the webinars. We listen to all of your bug reports. One of the biggest pieces of feedback we heard was, can you show us the storage and the work surfaces in the electrical view to help plan around those items? So that was something to note there. So the way the electrical is intended to work here, either in 2D or 3D, is place your duplexes and then place your in-feed. It's going to help you route those items. Make sure I got that base in-feed there. And you'll already notice that some things look a little bit different right now. Once I have my duplexes placed and my in-feed placed, that's when I'm going to hit this auto route electrical button. So working to bring those jumpers in where they are needed, that's something that is currently missing from the auto route. So just fine tuning some of this a little bit more. And then it should put in the correct pieces for you. But like I said, we want more control, correct? So we are giving you that by adding in an option to place the pass-through with power. This will be for both of the workstation lines, accelerate and abound. And then what's cool about the pass-through with power too, you can come in and you can actually choose which side you want the block on. So let's say that I want to change this up. I might not be really familiar with some of the Hon electrical rules. You'll notice that that changed from the blue color to red. One of the coolest things I think that we're working on, and this is all about, again, making it easier for install drawings, making it easier to communicate with the installers, the electrician, making CET more than just a specification tool, but also a training opportunity, is creating a color-coded legend for your electrical pieces. And yes, if you are an H&I dealer, some of this might look a little bit familiar here, but we wanted to be able to really show you what some of these different pieces are. So giving you the ability to see what the pass-through with power is, the in-feeds are green, and then as well, if there is a validation error, what is the validation? So you have the option to be able to pull in an electrical legend, an electrical validation note to really show you what those items are. They will still show up in the the regular validation tool that Sarah showed you, but just again to make it even more visible for you. And I can use my new tool again to replace that. Great. To make the validation update, you can double click on that box and you'll see that our errors have now gone away. Same thing for the harnesses. You can just click on it to override that option. You'll see that color change. But the electrical is something we're working hard on, and we know it's a pain point. So we can be transparent about that. Nobody actually likes electrical. It's kind of like the Brussels sprouts of office furniture, if you will. All right.
I love Brussels sprouts.
At least one person
really do.
says that. Oh,
I do too. Sorry to disprove your theory there, but
okay. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to think of another gross vegetable, but electrical is troublesome. Yes.
Okay, we're going to talk about this after the call.
Sidebar about Brussels sprouts. Sorry,
the comment section agrees with us.
I hate Brussels sprouts. They're so gross. Okay.
Oh, and another yeah, gotta love them. I know. Sorry.
All right. We got 10 minutes.
Sorry.
I got to say.
I know.
Here.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I brought it on myself. I shouldn't have said anything. Okay, so that is a small peek into the electrical window. Let's talk product. Everybody's favorite desking line, 10500. It's coming. We started with Confinity because Confinity is more complex than 105, and part of our job as designers is to build a roadmap not only on feedback. Profitability for our products is obviously important, but then complexity of products. So it doesn't do you a lot of good if we start with all seating and save systems for the end, or do easy desking lines and then move to harder desking lines. So we do take a look at complexity as well. So when I bring in 10500, you'll see this will work very similarly to Confinity, some of our other desking lines that we have talked through today. The cool thing about this, let me say I put a bridge in here, it's automatically going to switch that handedness for me. Credenzas, same thing. Go ahead and get that added in there. The overheads, I'm actually quite excited about. You'll see that I'll snap to the back of the desk, and then if you are a savvy Hon product guru, you know that if you are going to specify a tack board with 10500, you also need a back enclosure. So we've thought that through where you select tack board, we automatically give you the back enclosure. Some fun things like that. Your storage items here, being able to choose more of that information through the quick property box, as well as some of the new storage pieces as well. So some of the smaller items, go ahead and uncheck side tower, we'll get more options there. And then with 10500 as well, there are some great reception items that have been added. So I wanted to bring that in. You'll see we've incorporated some things like the new panel design. So you've got one icon for the shells. We can switch between more traditional, a little bit more contemporary. The return, come on you, put it on the right side, Harmony. The returns, again, you can checkbox for that new transaction counter height. So very excited for 10500. That is in the works, coming shortly. And the topic that everyone's talked about this year, we've talked about it so much through the conference already, is COVID-19. And we've gotten the question a couple times now, what are you doing to address the coronavirus and coming back to the office and making sure people are safe? So this is one of those things where we asked our developers, what can you do? And they delivered, and we're excited to show this to you, especially since it is an exclusive to you coming to our breakout session. On the Hon General tab, you will see this Hon Health section, and it'll say Enable COVID Safe Space. So when I check that toggle there, you'll see that I get some crazy lines that show a 6-foot radius around the center of the chair, as well as the dimension between the chairs. So the things that I really like about this tool, gives you a nice visual representation in 2D. And then let's say, you know what, we wanted to, and we actually did this a lot at Hon, we took out several chairs in various conference rooms. We could even say, okay, these are gonna need to be, you know, moved further apart. This kind of updates real time for you. And then the other thing, because our extension is still a hybrid, we have 5 minutes left. We wanted to make sure that this would work across not only smart symbols, but also the catalog symbols. So I can come in here and throw in some of these privacy screens from the Empower catalog. I'll give it just a second here. Bring that over here, get those added. And you'll notice as this starts to update, those warnings go away. So it's smart enough to know that if you have a barrier in between your chairs, make that a little bit more reasonable since I'm rushing here. It knows that if you're going to be scooched under the table that you have some protection between it. You can also change the minimum height. So I have that set to 35, but if I do change this to 65, you'll see that comes back. So the tool is meant to be flexible to your needs is what I'll say about that. And you'll see here too, if our workstations are back to back, they are almost just barely touching. We could come in and make that 5 feet. That is now in the clear. The default will be 6 feet because that is the, some things to work on for, oh, that's right, it's at 65. So hopefully that's a tool that you are excited to see. I do think it works best to draw your product and then flip it on to see where you're at. So with our final couple of minutes here, as a giant thank you again for being on this journey with us, for attending the Hon breakout session, we're going to give you a swag bag. So it's all virtual, unfortunately. That's the best we could do. But we tried to include some really fun items for you that, again, are going to be exclusive to the conference. So we're giving you more reusable schemes for the Hon extension in various catalogs. One of the fun ones we made was for the CET Experience Conference. So a little blue and orange. I'm not entirely sure how much that's going to get utilized, but it was fun for us to build.
It was fun to make it.
Yeah, so that's Sarah made some fun combinations for reusable schemes.
Chad said it's Boise State colors.
Well,
Hey.
there you go.
Who knew?
Just
that
for
on
you,
purpose.
Chad.
Hon now typicals in the Accelerate extension. And so what that means is they are ready to go. You don't have to worry about having the digital pricer up while you're speccing those. Inspiration Drawing Starter. So Anna did a really nice job of creating some product blend applications. So we're going to give you those. The COVID Safe Space tool, a sneak peek at the 2021 New Standard Textile digital cards, a 2020 product lookbook over all the products we launched this past year, and then a link to the partnership Fabric Matrix as well. Woo, that was a lot to cover. Questions? We'll take a look at the chat here. I know I'm alone on the Brussels sprouts. I don't quite understand.
Someone offered you a really delicious sounding recipe, so I gave them our Hon CET meal. So I'm hoping that comes through our box.
You know, I'm not above new recipes. I will try it.
We just had a question come in. Does the hardware for the hanging screens come with the screens? The hardware to attach, like that attaches onto the actual screen does, but it's going to be up to your installers to provide the hardware that attaches the screen hangers to the ceiling.
Yeah, the chat has been very active and we love that. That's awesome. Thank you guys for your interaction.
When will we receive the virtual swag bags? So we're going to be getting our list together and hopefully getting those out to you by the end of the week. So stay tuned on those.
Yes, that is to come, and then the COVID Safe Space will actually put you on a filter kind of behind the curtain, and so that you will see probably within the next week. So thank you so much, everybody. Tell your friends to come back for the second session, which is at 2:50 Central, 3:50 Eastern. Do we get the reusable schemes from online? So those are going to be sent out to you in an email. There will be a big zip file that you can download that'll have all the goodies in there, plus a Word document, or it'll be a PDF, but it'll be just kind of explaining what everything is. So we won't give you, 25 files without telling you how to use those.
And just for you, those of you who are asking, our session later today will be the same session.
Great. So glad you all enjoyed our presentation.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, everybody, for coming. Appreciate it.
Don't be a stranger. You know how to get a hold of us. And Sarah, thank you for being a great room buddy.
Yes,
oh,
that was
thank you,
wonderful, Sarah.
I learned a lot. This was awesome.
Great.
So thank you. For the rest of you that are on here, you can head over to the live stream. There is some content there. And then your next session will begin at 2:40. So thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sarah.
All right. Thank you.